The feeling of utter disappointment just spreading through the playing group, the coaches, members and supporters as West Coast let another game slip through their fingers when in a dominant position heading into the final break as Collingwood boot the final 5 goals of the game to severely damage West Coast's push towards a 2017 finals berth. Welcome to another episode of Eagle Review, presumably for the die-hard fans only. Ben Roberts, thanks for stopping by.
Hi.
Appreciate your company. I think for all watching at home, it was just total shock and disbelief at the final result. While Collingwood, I think, dominated this game through certain stages of the contest. The opening quarter, the 9 inside 50s in a row, a period in the third, it was 8 of 11 clearances, you told me. Very alarming. West Coast still had this game in total control until, obviously, that final quarter, towards the back end of it.
Yeah, that's modern football. Momentum swings, and it's whoever can limit the damage when you don't have momentum and making the most of it when you do. And the Eagles certainly couldn't arrest the momentum late in the fourth quarter when they were in a winning position and they had another chance through Yeo to probably seal it, you'd say, with 7 or so minutes to go. And
I think that was most disappointing when looking back at the replay. Not a lot of opposition in that forward 50, just JK and his opponent. He'll probably end up ruining that one, Yeo.
Yeah, in his milestone game too, it's always tough. It's not his fault, but that was a moment that was part of the ultimate cost of the game. But I mean, the stats in the last quarter are extremely alarming. It was 5 goals for to 1 goal 2, as we know, after kicking the first one and then Q in the rack, so it seems. But just look at these numbers. Contested possession down 22 for the quarter. First possession from a stoppage 13-3 to the Pies. We're down on ground balls. We're down on contested marks. Time in forward half was 64-36. This is all of the Pies. Time in possession, we were down 11%. Inside 50, 8-13, obviously down there. Collingwood's scoring efficiency skyrocketed to 69%, which is huge, and 0 forward 50 tackles for us. So all that put together, ugly quarter and very, very bad loss.
A very dejected Adam Simpson spoke to the media post-game and addressed some of the issues that was on everyone's lips.
We've got to look into it, mental, fitness, personnel. We've got to look at everything. So it's been happening long enough probably to become a pattern, or definitely. So they're the moments that you look forward to as a player. And some players stood up and some didn't. The will to win should override some of those errors.
I think the result is compounded on so many different levels when you consider the size of the lead that they had. The fact this isn't the first time the Eagles have done it in 2017. Collingwood 2 fit men on the bench, the milestones as we talked about, the opportunities missed in that last quarter. This one is going to sting big time, but as you said, the nature of the beast, you can't dwell for too long when another game's just on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, the season's so tight, and if they keep playing like that, they probably don't deserve to play finals. It's not good enough for a team that considers themselves in contention for finals. That's not good enough, and they know that. One of the things is we had 10 blokes yesterday, 25 or under, playing, which I think is a little bit missed. People, supporters especially, will say, play the kids, play the kids, play the kids. Well, there are a lot of kids playing. People forget that Gaff, Darling, McGovern and Cripps are only 25. They've been around for a while, so it seems like they're not, but they're quite young. But then you've got 6 blokes under 23, Yeo, Sheed, Barris, Duggan, Nelson, Cole. They all played. So this is not an excuse at all, but there is already, you can't go too far the other way, especially when you're only, your 9th now, and you're still pushing to try and make finals. You've got to get the balance right, and some of those guys are showing good things. Yesterday, there was a couple of incidents that they'll all no doubt learn from because they had moments toward the end of the game that were really critical. But the thing is, they have to learn from those and continue to play those kids like they are and as I said, become a better team in the long run.
If the Eagles had have gotten over the line, it would have been purely, you would think, on the back of this bloke, Josh Kennedy's magnificent performance. 6 goals, clung to everything, kicked straight. Unfortunately, not the way you're going to want to remember your 200 games, but no doubt going to play another 200 more, Benny.
200 more, yeah, no, that'll be fine. And 600 more goals, that'll be good. Yeah, look, he had a good game. He was on from the start. He was kicking well, he was marking well, he was kicking off the ground, tackling. It was good to see. That's JK, isn't it? And he played a good game, and congratulations on 200.
Heart and mouth, couple of moments. Luke Shuey, when you see him limping off the field when the game's already in the balance, you just thought, oh dear, not another one done for the season, but he's all good. Just copped the Grundy hit to the knee, as is Darling, when he was hobbling around, played the rest of the game out. Gov hurting himself in a tackle, as only Gov can.
Always, that's just standard.
Jamie Elliott copping one there. Thought Nelson was going to be in the same boat, but somehow Varco's come out second best.
He's tough, Jacko.
Running back with the flight too.
Yeah, I know. He's a human cannonball, Jackson Nelson, and tough customer.
You'd think Sam Mitchell would be set to return. He spent the weekend in the coach's box. having the rest from the game, geez, wouldn't we have loved him and his composure in the fourth quarter? But it is an exciting prospect having his mind, you know, in that coaching atmosphere whenever he decides to hang up the boots.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's going to be so valuable. He's already so valuable, but he's going to be so valuable for, as this transition takes place that Simo's talked about, he's going to be so valuable in passing on information and experience to the next generation of Eagles.
Rightio, let's go into the roast, and we'll start with the umpires. There's a few of them. What about one laying a nice block on Lecker there? Yeah, he's in the votes. Domi Sheed just returning the favour, giving the big don't argue in the middle. Plenty of force behind that one. Don't forget about the boundary umpire, not having a clue what happened here. Even conferred with the field umpire, and he said, "Nah, I've got no clue either. Right back to you and your original incorrect call."
Yeah, Darling, going for mark of the year, missed, so no worries there. Petrie, he outmarked him. Petrie will make a poor defender.
Wouldn't he?
If on this evidence, no good. Stay up forward, big man. Stay up forward.
The final free kick of the game. If anyone can tell me what Will Schofield got done here, right in, because I'm still a bit unsure about it. But around the grounds now, just to finish, Atley handballing into the back of Rovat's back. Geez, Brad Scott probably overreacted a bit. I don't know what Majak Dor had to do with it, but maybe he's just passed the message along.
Very angry.
Yeah, don't handball into his back. Going to the Dockers game, it was Falcon Central.
There was a couple of Falcons. First of all, Ballantyne copping one. Staying down too, must have been a very significant Falcon. But then this one, which copped a bit of attention, the Sicily one with a bit of byplay post Falcon. Just embarrassed, I think, just getting a Falcon there and firing up because Duray said, poor Falcon.
Understandable too. Thanks for that roast.
All right.